2023 full marathon run in Atlanta, 26.2 mile run. And since I'm a motivational channel and I'm always pushing everyone, I want to start off this video with a lot of you guys that are watching this will not even run 26 miles in 2023. So I want to change that thinking aspect for you, and I want to motivate and push everyone with this story that I have today. So last summer I started training for a full Ironman. That was my starting date. So I first had a half Ironman, which was 70 miles, a triathlon. So it's swim, bike, run. Okay, now I have a full Ironman that I'm training for, and it requires more runs and other things to add on during that year plus of training. Okay, so I had a friend, he called me up and he told me, hey man, I really want to go ahead and do a half marathon. It's a 13-mile run. We're about 5 months away. So are you interested in doing it with me? Let's train together sometimes and let's finish the 13-miler. So I tell him, let's do it. I'm down for the 13. Let's go ahead and finish it up. Now, so one thing about this friend is that he had a very, very drastic construction problem at his job where a big lull, like a forklift kind of thing, actually ran over his foot, and it immobilized him for a couple of months, and it drastically changed his mindset on what he could handle, what he couldn't. And it's truly a pain point, especially on the mindset that he experienced. So I wanted to take it upon myself, nobody else wants to even run 13 miles. Let's do it together. Let's get it going. So we start training together, and as I'm watching his training and how he's transitioning and feeling, I start motivating and inspiring him. Man, let's go for the full 26er. Let's run the full thing. I know you could do it. And I start hyping it up, hyping him into it. Okay, now he just pulled the trigger and said, you know what, man, let's do it. I'm down. So he swapped over. We both signed up for the full. And the same night that I actually finished my half Ironman is the night that I said, you know what, let's sign up for the full. I want to give myself a new goal to keep pushing and keep grinding on a daily basis. Okay, so during our full training sessions together, we worked up to 20 miles as our maximum distance, okay? And it was actually funny. On my birthday is when I woke up and I decided to run these 20 miles on my birthday. So I want to say that for the memories as well here. So we end up running, we do all the training and everything. Now we have to do 26 miles. And on our 20-mile run, we were bent over. We were all the way maxed out. We didn't know how to comprehend 26. Okay, so and this whole time, I also want to dig in that I was doing full Ironman training. So I was only running 3 times per week. On the weekend day, I would do the full run. I would go out and do a long distance run while I'm training bike and swim also during the week. Okay? Now, a lot of times during this whole training session, I really learned how your mindset plays tricks on you. So when you first start training, you have this, I have to run 26 miles. You have a big goal in your head, right? And then you start thinking, wow, 8 miles is a lot to run. I have to run over an hour, 2 hours. I have to run 10 miles. That's so much. Okay, then as you start actually doing it and getting into it, you realize that 8 to 10 miles is not even that much. And because your mindset is, wow, I have to do 26, your whole mind is playing this game on you. And then as you're doing 15, 18-mile runs, your mindset is still like, wow, this is still hard, but I have to comprehend 26. So I have to force myself to feel good on these runs. I have to learn positivity on 15-milers, even though sometimes the feelings suck. You don't want to do it. Now you have to feel positive because you have to do 15 miles, then comprehend, wow, I have another 11 that I have to do in 2-3 months from now, from this actual training day. Now, a lot of people think, oh man, like all you have to do is get up and train. You have to just go out and run. That's the majority of what you've done. But a lot of it is rest, recovery, food, intake, sleep. And that's just to name a few things. It's not just the training. Now, just by showing up, that boosts you into another dimension so much because you showed up and you did it. And just by doing that, you can slack a little bit on the other things. You don't have to do the rest and sleep as much, but you have to think about so many different things while you're training for this to make sure you're going to be ready. It's a very, very big picture. So on the actual marathon day when we showed up and we went out there was half marathon runners and full runners going at the same exact time. Okay, so me and my friend, we were actually running with another friend that was doing the half marathon, which he did phenomenal. But as we're running and we're going, everyone at the 12-mile mark, they're screaming at us. They're like, come on guys, you guys just have 1 mile left, 1 mile. And a part of me inside wanted to just be like, you guys have no idea what we have in front of us. And some of you guys watching, I wish you could feel what 20 miles feels like on your body, or even 13 or 26. It's so easy to talk about it, show you a medal or describe it, but none of you will know what it truly feels like when you're in that bracket, when you're in that mindset, until you actually do it and overcome it. It's a whole other world. And a lot of people that get drunk or high or any of those other things, they never will experience what truly high on life is. Because in those moments, you have to be present. You have to fully dedicate yourself in that moment of physical activity on another level you never thought comprehensible. Okay, so as we're going and we're pushing, we breezed through the first 15 miles and people were yelling at us. And once we hit that 13-mile mark, there was a 1 to 25 ratio of people. One person for every 25 is what I'm assuming would do the full marathon to the right, and the whole crowds of people, full crowds of the street, were all going to the finish line at the 13-mile marker. And after 13 miles is when it got real silent. It got real dig deep zone because you're next to 3 people at a time rather than 30 people that you're running next to before the 13-mile mark. Okay, so we just kept pushing, and all the pain that you feel as you're going, the pain stops itself. You have to control your mindset. So let's say your knee is hurting or your foot is hurting, something. As you're pushing and getting more steps in, the pain just relieves itself. It's like a magical feeling that it just stops out of nowhere as you keep going with action. Okay, so that's what I really want to dig into, is that you have to keep pushing even when it's challenging. By starting and by keep going, that's where all the pain relieves itself. Your feelings don't matter anymore, and you will just be present in the moment, fully focused in becoming that full marathon runner, entrepreneur, anything that you put your mind to from here. Now, it's really crazy to say that this 26-mile run was a training day for me. It was challenging. It did give me a challenge. But at the end of the day, I'm training for a full Ironman event, which will consist of 15 hours of just nonstop going straight. 2.5 miles swimming in the ocean, 112 miles biking, then doing a 26-mile run event that I just did in the upcoming months. So I have the rest of 2023 to train, and I'll see you in November for the full Ironman run. Everything I learn, I will keep you updated every Monday during this journey. If you like this video, please leave me a like. Make sure that you're subscribed. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Much love for all of you. I'll see you every Monday. Make sure to share this video with a friend. I want to inspire everyone to at least run 2-3 miles this year. Let's go.